Goodness gracious, guys. Good morning, I guess I'll call it. It's still morning. It's almost 11, so close enough to where I usually start streams, mostly. So yeah, welcome back. Don't want to see this. So, what to talk about today, guys? Got a few things I want to talk about, actually. Okay, well, this looks interesting. I might have to look into this a bit later tonight, guys. Let's put this on the watch later. I got so much from there, guys. Got a lot of things. It looks like there's a Minecraft trailer thing. I don't really care too much, but I might have a look into it. I am still gonna do some gaming stuff, guys, there and there. It's not just gonna be it's not gonna be the main part of the channel no more because I'm not interested in it as much as I used to be. But I'll still watch them, of course, because why not? I mean, here's the thing, guys. If what I'm doing now gets more views in my gaming stuff, I'll probably will stop doing the gaming stuff altogether. So yeah, if you want the gaming stuff to continue, you better start liking those videos and streams. If you don't care about them, just like these type videos, and yeah, I'll probably stop doing them. To be honest, yeah, like I said before, I lost interest in them. I really have. I haven't got no got drive to do them no more. I feel like I'm in pain when I'm doing it because I feel like it's a job. All right, let's get ready to start. Today, guys, I'm just going to be probably see the title, Australia stuff. So it's going to be at the beginning. I'm watching just someone on Kick's watching because there's one person, which is always nice. I mean. Yeah, I want to watch a few things. So, one, I got this going. I'll have to make another goddamn tab. Now, I want to see what's going on in the news, in Australia at least. First, I know there's a lot of stuff going in the US. I'm aware of that, and I will be going to it at some point. I just want to catch up on Australia stuff. So, I'm going to go to one of the channel sites I go to. Not the only one, but one of them. So, let's see what's going on with the. Obviously, got his death, obviously, being a big news item. I'm seeing it all over the internet. All right. Okay, so is there anything here that's really, really interesting? Probably not. So generally, guys, what I'll do is I won't do 'em more. Obviously, I'll do them up to about 24 hours, I think. There's a lot here, actually. A day. Anything that says a day is not worthwhile. So this one to up here. There's a few of them. I'm not going to watch every single one because some of them are not going to be worth it. Like this one, because I don't know if anyone really cares about a 200-year-old horse. You know what? Stuff it. We'll watch them all once. So we can commentary on every single one. I don't know how long I'm going to be on today. I really don't. I'm hoping a while, but it may not be a while. I got to get used to doing this type of content, guys, because it's more interesting to me for me than gaming. Because gaming, you're just sitting there with a controller playing a game. I feel like there's no yeah. It just to me, it just feels boring. Anyway, let's get my earphones on. Right in front of me. Guys, you probably can see my hair's finally down. So, if you're wondering why my hair's down, it's because I finally put gel in it. I finally went down to my local shop and got gel. Because every time I wear my earphones, my hair will go like a cockatoo. So the only way to keep it from doing that is to get some gel. The only problem is I put too much gel at the very beginning, and it's annoying my scalp. But other than that, yeah. So let's get started because there's other things I do want to talk about. Things on here. There's going to be things on X I want to talk about. You know, stuff like that. Let me get my Instagram started too because my Instagram has not been running. Now it is. There it is. All right, let's go. So good morning, guys. Welcome back. Let's start talking with this one.
Well, they are the oldest mounted police unit in the world. Brave officers and troop horses helping keep streets across New South Wales safe for 200 years.
So today their dedicated service is being celebrated with a public parade along Macquarie Street to the iconic Sydney Opera House. For more, we're joined by Superintendent Julian Griffith.
They're really proud of this statement, aren't they? To the world's oldest mounted police unit. I doubt very much it's the oldest, but okay. 200 years is still not a small feat, so it's pretty impressive, guys.
Live from Redfern, the head office.
All right, let's see what's going on.
Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. What a story, huh? You must be really proud.
It looks like a horse's stable, to be honest. So it's probably why. I mean, you got the horse right there walking past. I mean,
Absolutely, very, very proud.
Another horse coming up.
It's a big occasion, not only for the New South Wales Police, but obviously the mounted unit as well.
And
Okay.
in what ways has the mounted police unit evolved over the years? We're just looking at some of these great photos.
Amazing, aren't they?
Not really. Nothing's really changed. It's just horses.
When it originated, it was around the era of the bushrangers and.
Oh yeah, that was
convicts
definitely a
who
thing.
were on a crime spree, and the meeting of magistrates wanted a mobile and agile law enforcement function. So that's how the mounted unit evolved or began in 1825. And with the advent of technology and cars and the like, the mobile way we function now, the need for horses is obviously not
Different.
as great, but they're still a valuable part of the
Yeah,
New
you can
South
use them
Wales
for different
police, and
things. I
we
mean,
support
horses are
commands
much
all
smaller than
across,
cars, so they're
New
much
South
more
Wales.
easier to
Yeah, and
maneuver.
they do command quite the presence on the streets when you do see them as
Yeah.
well. But the mounted unit has such an incredible history, right? When we talk about the royal family as well, they even performed for the Queen in 2012.
Well, that's interesting.
Why
I
do
did not know
horses
that.
have continued to be such a spectacle for us all?
What's the delay?
They're majestic.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if you noticed, there's a huge delay between the studio and here. I don't know why. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. I like to watch videos that are a bit quicker. Maybe I should speed it up a little bit so we can actually get through it.
They are beautiful animals.
We'll do it in next video.
The horses that we have here, they're specially trained, they're specially selected. They go through a rigorous assessment process. I
Kind of feel sorry for the horses, to be honest. It's going through such a intense sessions.
They're fantastic horses. They do a great job, and as a police commander, I've seen it over many years how they can actually diffuse situations just merely by their presence.
Yeah, very
Well,
good point.
my two favourite units are the horse unit and the dog unit. Now, don't mess with either.
No.
But they're beautiful creatures,
They are.
and you
Oh,
treat
yeah.
them so well, and that needs to be acknowledged as well. Have a great time. We appreciate you being
Oh,
here.
that's really nice, guys. I like that. That was fun. I mean, it's a light-hearted story. It's just celebrating the pride of the Australian Mounties. Yeah, I got no real beef with that. That's pretty cool. Let's go back and watch the next one. Oh boy, I don't like this. Okay, this looks like a boring one, but okay, let's watch it.
Gen Zs are leading the way when it comes to finding joy in life's little moments. A new study revealing casual catch-ups, such as coffee dates and small online interactions,
What
are
about
helping them feel much more connected over major events.
Here to break down what's behind the trend is psychologist Sandy Ray in Brisbane. Sandy, good morning to you.
Hey, Sandy.
Good morning, Sarah and Carl.
It is, look, it's no surprise. Obviously, Gen Zs love online connection, whether they be little interactions or large interactions. But what is it about the online interaction that they love?
Look, I think it's really just these micro moments that it's bringing them. You may not be able to catch up with people physically. You may not want to talk to them.
I got a problem with this. A major problem. The idea is that they only want to do like small little catch-ups. I hate that. I personally don't. I hate those little catch-up guys. I like to, like, for me personally, I'd rather go and see you. Wish my mouth wasn't so dry. Yeah, I personally rather see you guys. Talk to you long periods and all that kind of stuff. Not these micro shares. It sounds like they're just well, we all know what Gen X's are like. I don't care about the online whole online stuff when it comes to like connecting. Like it's good for if you like, let's say, let's use Australia for example. If you're in Sydney and your loved ones are in Perth, obviously you can't go and see them, not as much as you'd like to. So technology definitely helps on those longer distances. But when it comes to like friends in the same city and all that, and they do it like that, no, I don't like that idea. I think you should be able to meet up your friends, stay there for a while, talk to them, have a coffee, do whatever you got to do. That's just my opinion. I'm not really a big fan of this whole story.
Over the phone, and it's really just saying, I'm hearing you, I'm listening to you, you're part of my life, and we just have this little snapshot. It can be funny moments, it can be looking at food, it can be looking at little memes, it can be, like I was walking, my family's pretty crazy about animals. I was walking the other day through the city, and I saw this man with a Ducati and a sidecar with his dog with one of those leather helmets and the goggles. Snap, send it off to my kids.
Look, it is hard to organise a major catch-up with friends for a lot of people. Is it simply that it's easier for Gen Z to connect, and is that why they're favouring it?
Look, I think it's not only is it easy, but I think there's still also, to Gen Zs particularly, there's still a fallout from COVID. And I think this really is a really good way of connecting, of validating and saying,
How do you have a fallout from COVID? I mean, COVID wasn't that bad. I mean, in Australia it was because our government keeps shutting the cities down. But overall, I mean, a lot of people overreact to COVID. I don't care what anyone says. I think people overreact, especially the government. I never got COVID. I mean, there was one time I thought I did, but the test came back as a fake. Wasn't positive, but it wasn't negative. It was in the middle. But I ended up getting another test like a few days later, and it came back negative. So yeah, as far as I know, I've never actually had COVID. Not once in this whole COVID situation. Saying that, the big reason I probably never got COVID is because we had the mandatory mask. Where I live in Melbourne, they shut the city down for like 3 months at one point. It was such a nightmare. I mean, I hated it. Let's continue.
Thinking of you. And I think it's these micro moments that are really, really valuable.
As I said, I don't like the micro moments too much. I mean, I like to send one of my closest friends. I send her pictures and things like that, and little chats and stuff like that. But I'd rather talk to her personally and see her face to face and that kind of stuff, or him. Um, so yeah, they do have its place, but I'd rather be in the presence of them, not too much in the micro stuff.
For them. And in this research, it also talked about when you have going to a big event like a concert, it's the before and after moments that extend that joy. So it's really, decreasing alienation and really increasing the connection to each other.
Oh yeah,
I
that
think it's
feels
just
good.
Gen Z, as you've just outlined there, Sandy. We have a family group chat as well, so it's all generations. But you and I send Instagram things for each other. I don't think we're Gen Z, are we? I don't think.
I am,
Maybe
but
I
you
am.
are now getting towards your 4th decade.
Stop it. I'm not there yet.
Ouch.
Millennial.
Is it healthy?
Jesus Christ, she's old as I am. I mean, I'm 40 years old, guys. So, and Kyle's older than me, so.
Oh, it's very healthy. I mean, anything that supports and nurtures relationships. And I guess in comparison,
That's a good
when you
point.
give a
I
partner a pat on the
mean,
cheek, it may not be this great
anything that helps your relationship, regardless if it's like this or not. I mean, like I said, I'm a person who'd rather see them, talk to them on the phone than text, but a lot of people like texting, so. Give me a second, guys. My room's getting really cold. Like, freezing cold. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. I had to warm it up. It's so cold in here. It's not even that cold outside. That's a terrible, terrible pause right there, guys. She looks like her eyes are about to pop out.
big love fest that you have, but it's a peck, and it goes, I'm thinking of you, I still love you, I'm connecting with you, and I think that's really the overarching message about these Snapchats.
Is the worry that you lose the ability to actually interact in person?
Look, I don't think anything replaces physical contact, communicating, sitting with each other,
Exactly.
talking about what's going on in your life. No, and it's not intended to replace that. It's really just saying, maybe I don't have time this week to catch up with you and have that hour's chat, but here we go, this is what I'm doing. Had a great coffee, had a great chat with someone else, here's what I saw during the day, isn't this funny? And I think that's really the point. It's really
Okay, that actually makes sense. I kind of agree with that. I mean, if you're unable to make time with them, for whatever reason, yeah. I always make time for my family and friends, guys. Every single chance I get. I mean, I guess it's a good thing about being a YouTuber because you can make your own time. But if you're a person who works like 9 to 5 and all that, yeah, I can understand that because that would be really hard. Especially in a job you don't like, because that's kind of one of the things.
alienation and increasing connectedness and maintaining relationships. I think that's so important.
Well, in a week we've had pretty disturbing stuff on the internet. This is really important stuff. It seems.
I don't think it's that important, but hey, who knows with me. Number 3. Okay. All right, who's going around stealing friggin' cars from the funeral houses? Seriously?
Well, let's go straight to that breaking news out of Queensland now, where police have arrested a man accused of stealing a hearse from a funeral.
Why? Why would you steal a hearse? Out of all things to steal, you steal a hearse. I reckon. I think he just had a fetish for a hearse. He just went there and he said to himself, he says, "What car should I steal? Should I steal this $80,000 Mercedes, or this piece of shit of a car that got one purpose?"
Home before crashing it at a Gold Coast intersection. Live to Today Queensland reporter Mia Glover. Mia, was anyone hurt?
Yeah, there was a few people hurt, Jane, including a 38-year-old man who is accused of stealing this funeral hearse just before 5 o'clock.
Good. I'm glad he got hurt, guys. I'm glad he didn't die, obviously, but there needs to be some consequence of stealing something like this. You are the dumbest person in the world to be stealing a hearse.
This morning, as well as an innocent driver. So we'll take you straight to that vision now, and you can see the blood.
That is what I'm sad about. The other driver. I don't want anyone else getting hurt because of some stupid people doing stupid things.
Hearse, which was stolen allegedly from the Integrity Funeral Home in
Ugh.
Parkwood on Tonga Place at about 10 to 5 this morning. Then roughly 10 minutes later, that 38-year-old who allegedly stole it, well, he ended up in a crash with 2 innocent drivers. One of those drivers was stuck inside his van. You can see it on the side. That's just how bad this impact was. He was stuck in the van for several minutes, but police and fire crews...
Gotta ask, why would you steal a hearse? It's just silly. I mean, out of all things to steal, you steal that.
managed to get him out and he is now doing okay. Another driver who was in the third vehicle is also okay, didn't suffer any major injuries. That 38-year-old was taken into custody at the scene, but he's had some injuries to him, so he is right now in hospital under police guard. But police do believe charges are imminent. Jane?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're imminent because what he did in some stupid decisions. Why is everyone making such bad decisions lately, guys? Oh, well, where are we? Oh my god, I'm tired. I should be taking. Oh, it's okay. Here we go. Yeah, there's a lot of here. There's a lot here, guys. Now, a lot of these stories are basically going to be the same on every single news thing. That's why I don't go for them all. This one's not really a political one, so we don't really talk anything too political in here. The like ABC, I think, and the SBS definitely more for that. And I might look into it. I'll definitely look into it. See if there's anything interesting in there. If there's nothing, we'll move on to stuff on Twitter, on X, and then we'll probably move to just some videos and stuff.
Girl Jess Fox has issued a heartbreaking announcement around her World Championships campaign. It follows the news, of course, of her recent surgery to remove a tumour from her kidney. Take a look.
Ouch.
You know, I'm taking care of myself and I've still got quite a few weeks left of my recovery. And I have to put my health and recovery first after surgery. So unfortunately,
Of course.
I withdraw from the World Championships and I'm absolutely devastated because it's a home World Championships.
Ah, damn it.
It's my home course. It's my stomping ground.
Jess's dad, Richard Fox, joins us now live in the studio.
Right.
I haven't actually seen that. I haven't seen that. That's heartbreaking.
Of course.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we had a chat. I said I was coming in to see Channel 9, and is that okay? And she said, yeah, good. You know, so you should get her in. She can tell her story.
Yeah.
Oh, we would love to speak with her. I mean, and I've sent text messages to her. She's just so resilient and strong in the face of everything.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. No, we had a little cry yesterday at the
Aw.
going down to training, and she bought a coffee for Miriam, and I think that was probably the moment she went, oh.
There's nothing wrong with that guy. I found a little cry. Trust me, I know. I think that's kind of sweet. But yeah, let's keep watching it, guys. Yeah. In a few minutes, I'll have to get another drink, guys, because I'm quite dehydrated because I came back from the gym and all that. So it might take me a while to peak back up. So we'll see how we go.
Oh, okay, everyone's training and I'm not. And the Brazilian athletes are in the venue. And so, yeah, it's been a challenging few weeks.
In her message, she spoke about how significant this is because it's a home World Champs, right? And they don't come around very often, and especially because of the links that you have as a family. I mean, Richard, you built this course, basically.
Well, look, I don't really have the tradie hands, but yeah, that's what brought us to Australia all those years ago, 97, 98. Getting the course built for the Sydney Olympics was our story.
Damn.
Yesterday with Jess, she picked up this as a photo of her from 2005, the last time we had the World Championships, and her arm's in a sling. She had a broken arm, so it seems like it's a curse when the Worlds are in Penrith. She's injured or unable to play a full part. But yeah, it's our story. It is her backyard. Before she was paddling, we would drag her down to training, and Jess and Naomi would play in the boat.
Well, guys, the only thing I want to say about that, hopefully she gets back up very quickly. Hopefully she can recover from this little tumour in her kidney.
Sheds, jumping on the rafts and so on. And then they got into the sport and grew from there.
Look, when you look at Jess and you hear from Jess, we see the supreme athlete. We see the public persona. We see this woman who is filled with so much energy, so much passion and power. When she had to go through what she went through the last couple of weeks, how is it as a dad, just with a daughter?
Oh, yeah.
It'll be painful, I imagine.
You've got to support the human, and everything else sort of falls away from it. And yeah, there's some really sort of challenging moments in there, but some heartwarming ones. And I think gratitude comes through. We're very lucky, lucky that something like that gets picked up. Lucky that you've got good medical attention around you. And I think when we went to visit in hospital, like the first few steps that she was taking, and when you come out of that, and you're barely moving, but there are other people around you that have got much more sort of serious conditions. And it was sort of lovely to have that interaction inside the hospital with some of the others in the staff.
True.
It's come as such a shock, Richard, for someone like Jess, who has constantly so fit, so healthy, who looks after.
Yeah, she's not that old either, too, guys. Now, fit and healthy is another thing. I don't know how. Definitely fit. I'll give her that. Healthy, I don't know what her diet is, so I can't really say if she's healthy. If she's eating the standard American diet type of thing, yeah, probably not so much, because I know the standard American diet is far from healthy.
Herself in such a way, and obviously as a family as well. That moment when you found out that she wasn't as healthy as she thought she was in that moment, what was that like?
Oh, look, it was very emotional all around. But Jess being Jess, she switched the dial pretty quickly. The day she found out what it was and that she had to go in for an operation, she had an event that she had to attend and deliver, and she did that amazingly and pulled through. But I think early on, even before she went in for the she went, okay, so this is going to be different. The Worlds will be different for me, and I think that's the thing now. It's like how she represents herself in the sport will be something new, and I think she'll turn herself to that. And it's a great opportunity to engage with people coming to the World Championships, talk a bit more to the media. It's always hard You know, when you're say, you know, one of the stars of the
I
sport,
don't know.
you want your time.
But hopefully
so
she
we're gonna be talking
recovers,
about that
guys.
for,
This is
you know,
just a,
what can you do?
you guys, if you
How-
just
how
joined,
you
this is just
describe,
Australia
what you've seen
news.
firsthand with
So the plan is to do some Australian news, then I'll probably do more world news, which will probably be more American personally, because America's going through a lot of stuff. And then we'll probably, after that, I'm not too sure exactly what we'll do. We'll probably go on and just look at some some things on videos on YouTube, see what's going on, basically. Sometimes when I do the streams, if I don't do the new stuff, I might just see what's going on in the local world or the political world and things like that. These type of things are more interesting to me than playing games because they have no value to me.
how she confronted all of that.
So yeah, I do
Operation,
appreciate
and,
everyone who
we've
comes
seen
in and comes
recovery
out.
around you
I hope you
summer.
guys like it and
Look,
support it.
it's, I don't know about the private moments that she has, but, you know, outwardly, I think, you know, she's been amazing. She's full of gratitude again, you know, for the medical attention and the choices that were made. And she's enjoying the love that she's getting and the connection that she has with people.
What's the realistic time frame for returning? And I think everyone just wants to see her back doing what she loves doing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, she loves engaging with people and being part of the community, so we'll see that at the World Championships, and we look forward to that. And then, you know, I think we don't kind of put those markers in place. You know, every day is a new day, and we go forward from there. And,
Yeah,
and, you know, we look
they take it one day at a time.
forward to the World Champs. And
Just
what we're
slowly
Is
make
it
the
possible
process.
at all that I could take a spot?
Yeah, look,
Just any way, shape, or form to be able to jump in the.
Yeah, Cal, I don't think you can do that, Cal. You're not that fit. I mean, I could be wrong. He could do it. I'm not saying he can't, but I don't think he could.
Canoe thing.
It's easy.
Not to mention he's older.
Just a really
I mean,
bold move
age
by
definitely
100%
plays a
right.
factor.
we'll do a trial.
Yes.
I think we've got a couple of openings, 3 o'clock.
Yes.
And next week we'll
Yes.
take you down the bottom section of the
All
course.
right.
Straight on the rapids.
All right. Do I have a breathing apparatus?
We'll give you the whole thing: the life jacket, the helmet, and away you go.
I'm in.
You're in?
Is everyone
Yeah,
else
he's
in?
screwed. He would probably drown or something. I hope not, but yeah. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. Leadership cracks. There's always going to be some political stuff. Oh yeah, I've got a few more political stuff coming up. Looks of it. Good. Because some of these I am going to be talking about a bit down the track. Not like this minute. But before I do, I'm going to start it, guys, but I'm going to get a
Let's
drink.
bring politics back home. How long does Susan Lee have?
All right, give me a second, guys. I'll have to be back in a few minutes. I've got to get a drink. I'm thirsty as hell. So I was at the gym. You know, I did my stuff. I just had to get home quickly. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to actually drink as much as I should be. So I'm going to get my drink now. Okay, guys, I'm back. I apologize. I had to go get a drink. All right. All right. All right, sorry about that. I had to do some stuff. All right, I've got some political crap to talk about. I don't like doing political stuff too much. I don't like to get too far into it because sometimes, you know, you get a lot of the weirdos from the left and right. I mean, I personally think if you're too far on either side, you're bad. You're just, yeah. But not everyone who does that is bad. Obviously, some people are extremely left are not bad, and some people are extremely right not bad. It's when you become a bit more eccentric. You know, you start taking things way too harshly and things like that, like they did in America yesterday, I think it was. Which is on here too, by the way.
Oh, look, I think Susan Lee has had a challenging week, as has Jacinta Price. But ultimately, what this came down to this week really
Yeah,
was,
no one really likes
you
her for some
can't
reason.
not back your leader and stay on the front bench. And Jacinta ultimately was unable to confirm her confidence in Susan's leadership. Therefore, Susan made the right call. And to Jacinta's credit, she accepted that it was the right call. This is a long-standing convention of our system of government, regardless of your side of politics. So, but it's been a messy week, there's no doubt about that, Carl. But we now need just to move on and get back
Why
to
is
the
his
real job
face
at
so
hand, which is
red?
keeping
He
the
looks like
government
he's been in the sun way too long.
Understatement of the week. You guys are hopeless.
Well, I'm sure it has looked messy, or if your words are hopeless,
I mean, Kyle's right. They are hopeless. They obviously have no
so be
idea.
it. But we are where we are, and now we just need to focus and get back to talking about what we should be talking about. I mean, Carl, even the last week, right, with all the media attention on this, over the last week, mums and dads of Australia have still been sitting around the kitchen table wondering how to pay the bills. Over the last week, we've still seen small businesses, owners, lying awake at night wondering how they're going to pay the bills.
Which makes what happened in the last week and the navel gazing even worse.
He's right about that. It's making they're doing a lot of infighting and all that kind of stuff, and at the end of the day, that's not helping the people. Trust me, I know, but food and all that's hard because of how bad things are. Australia has it really hard. Food is up, petrol's up, pretty much everything's up. I think that I'm trying to think what's down, and I really can't think of anything that's down. I think everything is so high. It's like I'm pretty sure everything's being made in like a gold factory or something because how expensive they are. I mean, milk is ridiculously high. I mean, I tried. I think one of my friends bought a coffee for $10 a few days ago. $10 for a coffee. It is so ridiculously high, guys. And not just the government do nothing as usual. I mean, this is why I hate dealing with the government. This is why I don't like the government at all. I can't trust the government. Not to mention the government's got this terrible tendency of lying through their teeth and trying to, like, gaslight you or try to, say it's your fault or something like that.
And this is why the people we need to focus on are the mums and dads of Australia. It's aspirational young Aussies wanting to buy homes. It's small business owners. And if there's one thing I think everyone in the party room, of which I'm part, agrees on, it's that. Let's get back to talking about that.
All right, but the House reno still to do for the coalition. Thanks for your time, Ted.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he's going to be able to do it. I mean, governments are useless. To be honest, government is the most useless thing in the world. Pointing fingers. Oh, great. Yeah, this one. I know this one. This one we'll definitely be talking a bit later.
Well, US President Donald Trump is blaming, quote, the radical left for the assassination of right-wing media personality Charlie Kirk. He was a proud and loud conservative, silenced doing what made him a political force. Yeah, I ended up finding a lot about him yesterday, guys, when this happened. I ended up researching and all that. He's pretty out there when it comes to the right, but it doesn't make him a bad guy. What I know of him, he's a very religious dude. He's very outspoken, but I don't think he was bad in any shape, way, or form. I heard rumors that he was a few things, but I haven't seen any proof on it. So,
what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What? I'm sorry, is this
it means little human being. The pursuit of diversity can mean the compromising of excellence.
Charlie Kirk, one of America's biggest right-wing activists, pushing free speech and the right to bear arms.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
A close confidant of the US president. The father of two shot dead during a trademark appearance at a college in Utah, all while fielding a question about gun violence.
Oh my God. Go, run.
It is terrifying. And as we go to
yeah, that's a pretty sad story.
But the murder is sparking major unrest across the United States. For more, we are joined this morning by the former assistant managing editor of US News.
So this is what I want to know.
Bill Wyman, who's now with the University of Sydney. Bill, thanks for your time this morning. So first of all, let's start with the FBI. Have they revealed any further details about their person of interest?
I doubt it. They've probably got no idea what they're doing. I mean, not because they're American, guys. I have no issues with from the States or anything like that. Because the governments, I don't trust any government. It doesn't matter if it's Australia, America, China. Governments are meant to be there to serve the people, or at least the free people, the democracy side of things, like Australia, America, Europe, and all that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not going to find him anytime soon. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. and I'll be happy to be wrong in this statement, but I don't know.
Released a photo of him that they say is someone that they're looking for.
Okay, this I did not know.
2 people, and they said they had someone, and then they said they didn't, and they had another person, they said they didn't. So thus far, that's all we know. I think I've...
Oh, yep, definitely looks like a gunman. It's walking around. He looks like a friggin'... He's got the whole sunglasses thing. The only thing he's missing is a bloody hoodie. But yeah, it looks like this disturbed.
Also heard that they found a rifle they think was connected to the shooting.
Yeah, the search continues, and we're seeing those images right now of who they are hunting. But Bill, you know American politics very well. I mean, you've covered it obviously in DC. Charlie Kirk, he made a career on bold and often controversial debates. What does his assassination tell you about how polarised politics in the US is?
American politics, guys, is so extreme. Like, it's extreme to a point where people are willing to kill other people over it, or unalive them, I should say. And I think that's disgusting, personally. I don't... Listen, I'm not right or left. I'm the centre. I'm in the middle. The middle part. So sometimes I go one way, sometimes I go the other way. But I'm usually in the middle parts. What I believe in is right. What I believe is right, I should say. In this case, this is definitely wrong. You should not be shooting other people because your beliefs are getting attacked or something. I don't know what the case was. We don't know what the actual reason was. And there is a lot of speculation it was a lefty. So if it was a left and this is what it is, the left have really got to change their culture because that is disgusting.
Well, it's become very polarized, obviously, and this is a terrible and tragic day for America and for the world in extension. We should not be resolving political conflicts with guns or violence of any sort, and it's a terrible, terrible thing that has happened. And
agreed. You should never use guns to do this, guys.
And so that's a bad sign. We've seen increasing political violence, I think it's fair to say, in the United States. And it comes from both sides. There were people trying to shoot Donald Trump a couple times. Someone just tried to shoot up the CDC, the Center for Disease Control.
Oh, God.
In Atlanta, who was an anti-vaxxer, apparently. The sad thing is that most of these people seem to be mentally disturbed. Even if they're politically motivated, they were basically crazy. This one is a little more disturbing. This seems much more focused and deliberate and targeting sort of a cool and an intense targeting of a political figure. And I think it falls more...
Yeah, he's probably right. Mentally disturbed is probably a good statement to say, because most people who do this stuff got problems with their head. I mean, it's hard for me because I don't have that kind of problem. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've had depression, anxiety, and all that. I've had it lately, mostly because of my just things going on. I care a little bit too much, especially for certain groups. Well, mostly friends-related stuff, not so much online. But yeah, that's just what it is, guys. Yeah, let's get going.
Into the realm of a political assassination, which again is doubly bad.
It's so deeply disconcerting as well, Bill. I mean, how has it come to this? What happened to polite disagreement and discourse where you hear from each other's perspectives and you take that on board and you form an opinion without reverting to violence?
Well, boy, that is a really big question. It's something that I think every country in the West is facing right now. Journalists, I mean, I'm nonpartisan. I don't take one side or the other, but I think it's fair to say that a lot of the increased rhetoric and harsh rhetoric comes from the right. I'm not blaming Charlie Kirk at all. However, he's not just a conservative figure. He's a far, far right, hateful spewer of anti-Semitism, anti-black, anti-trans, anti-gay.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Rhetoric.
Okay, that part I did not
He's
know.
Intellectually honest, and he says a lot of really incendiary things. His audience was young males largely, and I think you can fairly say that he was sort of on the front line of the shock troops that we've seen accompanying this sort of disturbing anti-democratic forces in America, of course, commandeered by Donald Trump himself. And, people say...
Okay, so that makes sense.
Said something about how he was a free speech crusader. That, of course, is silly. They're in charge. What they want is they want themselves to be able to say whatever they want. They don't want any consequences for it. And of course, they're always trying to shut down dialogue from the other side. And again,
of course they are. Okay, I don't know if that's true or not, but
recognizing that there's been some violence on the left. However, I think it's much more coming from the right in America.
Well, I mean, I think clearly this obviously shows the extreme divides on both sides, right? Extreme left or extreme right. And the issue that we're facing now is that we're seeing both sides of politics come out and condemn this action, but they don't seem to be finding any common ground to try and ease the tensions. As you said there have been 2 attempts on the president's life. Now this. There is just no sign of the temperature being lowered, which, a lot of people are calling for. Some actually enjoy this kind of rhetoric. But how concerned are you that this might fuel further unrest now, rather than the opposite, and trying to, cool those tensions down?
That is a sobering question, and I'm very, very, very concerned for 2 reasons. One, this is a terrible and despicable act by any standard. At the same time, we have an administration that's already using pretty flimsy evidence to embark on all sorts of military and police adventurism that we've seen in all sorts of American cities and things like this. And I think that given the charismatic nature of Kirk, the fact that he was very much supported by young people, I think this is going to be used to inflame passions further, when I think what we should all be doing is trying to temper them down.
Yeah, this could make things worse. America, I'm pretty sure where America's going, they could be heading through several unrests. And I don't think that'll be good for where they are now, because you've got the war in Ukraine, you've got the Israel war, and things like that. last thing we want, or any country wants, especially in the West, is America fighting with itself. A weak country basically fighting themselves. I mean, America's not a weak country at the moment, but if they keep doing this kind of shit, they could definitely become one. They might become irrelevant. And where other countries will just roll over them. This is why democracy has its flaws. I mean, we did this in communism or any other like things, republics and all that kind of stuff. We probably won't have this issue because they'll be actually, definitely communism. They'll be executed and all that. But yeah, this is going to be an issue in the democracy because there needs to be some sort of like way to deal with people who are a bit crazy before they actually do anything stupid or create something. Yeah, it's hard because communism don't need to like go outside and promote their their views and beliefs. In like in America, they do because they need to build their rep, they need to build their influence and their skills. So they need to go out there talking what they think and what they feel. Now, does that mean you agree with everything he says? No. But yeah, no one deserves to have their life taken away.
Yeah, well, we know he resonated right across the world and had quite an impact. I mean, there are vigils being held in Sydney this weekend for him, so we will see, Bill, how this plays out globally. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he'll have more of a voice now, you'd have to think. Deputy Liberal Leader Ted O'Brien joins us now. Ted, thanks for joining us. What was your reaction?
It's deeply disturbing, Carl, and I think everyone across the world who is hearing the news feels the same. There's just no role for violence, whether it's to do with
no place for
football,
guys
in the neighbourhoods. But when you see the worst of it, I think it brings home the fact that this is a human being. Clearly, he had strong political views, but he was a dad, he was a family man, he had his mates, and a life is lost.
Do we learn anything here politically in terms of taking the temperature out?
Yeah, look, I mean, we've got some advantages in Australia, of course. Thankfully, we don't have the gun culture that exists in the United States, and we actually have compulsory voting, which can sometimes annoy people. Yeah. But it does mean that a lot of our political discourse comes more to the centre. But we're not immune to this sort of thing either, and we have to remember that. So,
yeah.
Yes, we can battle hard politically, and we should. We have to have a contest of ideas, but we have to make sure that culture does not creep into anything that looks like violence. But
True. Okay, let's move on to another one. This one was a bit more. Okay. I don't know if I want to watch this. I don't want to watch this, guys. Popular Australian banks have announced mass job cuts. I hate banks. Like my bank, guys, is Westpac, and they're constantly shutting services down and cutting out people who work there, jobs and shit. I don't want to watch it, but I'll have to watch it because it's interesting. How many more is there? There's probably a heap. Yeah, there's heaps left.
Welcome back to the show. What a week for Australia's banking sector, huh? ANZ, NAB and Bendigo Bank all announcing mass job cuts set to impact thousands of Aussies.
Why am I not surprised?
Chief economist Shane Oliver in Sydney. Shane,
I want to hear what they're going to say.
At the Big Four. How many jobs are we talking about here?
Well, of course, the ANZ is the big one. They're talking about 3,500 jobs, which is about 15% of their Australian workforce on very rough numbers. But the total, if you add them all up, including the announcements that had already been made.
Told you, guys, Westpac. I knew Westpac would be one of the worst ones. I mean, ANZ's obviously the worst, but Westpac is definitely up there, guys. I can't stand Westpac. I used to love Westpac when I was younger, but... And the weird thing is there's 1,500 plus, so is that what, more?
By CBA and Westpac, you're looking at just shy of 6,000 jobs. Now, in a big picture sense, I guess you can say, well, that's less than 0.1% of the workforce in Australia. But for those people affected, and for bank customers who might be affected, it's actually quite significant.
They seem to go through these cycles where they're hiring and firing every couple of years, right? But at the end of the day, people who need
That's
those
true.
branches are not going to have them in the future. What does the future look like, given how many people rely upon them?
Well, unfortunately, we're seeing more and more banks go to a situation where the only way you can access them is online.
Yeah. Well, that's basically it, guys. It's online mostly. This is fine for people like myself who are a bit more tech savvy, so not a big issue for me. But I will say, but there's a big but with a B-U-double-T. This time, there's two T's this time because it's a bit more serious. The older generation, this will be a problem for because they're more into the whole idea of like going into a bank, talking to a teller giving them money. They're not comfortable with technology being in the middle. Now, as I said, for me, I don't care. I rather technology because the machine won't talk back to you and won't ask you all these questions and shit. So it's really up to you which way you guys go, guys. So what do you guys think? What's better, talking to like a teller or the machine?
That maybe comfortable for younger people, but for older people like my 92-year-old mother, it's a bit of a struggle.
Same.
And so,
Yes.
and even in suburbs in Sydney, the suburb I live in, we've gone from about 6 banks, if you include some of the building societies as well, down to just 1 bank branch. And that is making life a bit tougher. If your bank is one of those that closed down, you've got to drive 20 minutes, 30 minutes away to go and see it.
And it's simply profit, really, isn't it, that's driving that for the banks? I mean, it's not necessarily a lack of customers actually visiting the branches. It's just about boosting their own earnings.
Yeah.
Well, the reality is, yes, that less customers are going into the branches, and this started many years ago with ATMs and electronic banking. But ultimately, yes, when banks let people go, it is about lowering their cost base and boosting their profits. And you're right, Carl, we do go through these waves every so often. They often coincide with new CEOs coming on board and thinking, well, we've got to do something a bit differently.
So what's the future hold then, my friend? Do we expect more cutbacks, more announcements? And what's the, in general for the sector?
Well, who knows precisely here, but I suspect that we will see more cutbacks over time. As AI comes in, that will enable more automation. In some ways, that's very good, and it will enable the same number of bank workers to do a lot more. But by the same token, it could result in more job losses. So it's a bit unknown as to how it's going here, but it could be the thin edge of the wedge. And I guess the problem is that we need the private sector, and of course banks are in the private sector, to start growing jobs to fill the slowdown in public sector jobs growth that we're now seeing. Public sector jobs growth has been a key driver of the jobs market over the last few years. That's now slowing down. Employment in the aged sector, health and so on, that's now slowing down. So we need the private sector to pick up. But if we keep seeing more job layoffs, that will be a very bad sign.
Yeah, productivity is tied into all of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds like a bad omen. I think it's a bad omen, guys. We are in such a situation in Australia. Australia is really suffering. I mean, like one of my mates who she's a good worker. Probably one of the better workers I know, and she's willing to work, and she can't even get a decent job that will pay well. I don't like to talk about it too much, but yeah. I know she's having some issues. I mean, which really hurts me because I'm close to her and I hate watching her suffer. But that's just me. So where are we up to? I don't even know where we're up to, guys. So this one's a morning news, so I don't need to watch that one at all. News update. Okay, we'll go straight to you. So these are more like compilations. So the group newses. Well, I'm more interested in the individual newses. Now, we're going to stop around about... Oh, God. How much is there? I didn't realize there was so many. So around here somewhere. No, might be that one. Might be that one. Anything that it looks like it's a compilation, we won't watch. So let's get back to it. There's no point complaining. Let's do it. Not you. Not you. Oh, I'm kind of interested in this one, guys. If you're interested in this stuff, let me know, because I like doing this stuff. Once I've done here, I'm probably going to go to X and have a look for some things that's going on there, because X is always... It's always got something interesting going on, because it is X after all. And then we'll probably go back to YouTube and watch something else. There are some videos I do want to look at, so... There's another one with Roblox I want to watch, and I'm curious about it, guys. I am very curious about it indeed. So yeah, let's get back to it, guys. Let's continue.
Has lost 2 of its war heroes, veterans who fought in World War II.
So it's always sad when this happens, because veterans are a big thing, guys. They're very important, because without the veterans, we would have lost World War II. They fought for our country, guys, or whoever's country, and not just ours. Obviously, they've got other veterans for other countries. But yeah, it's sad to see them all disappearing, and there's barely any left. It's very sad.
Passing away this week, both aged 102.
Goodness gracious, 102.
To give to the Adelaide community, and are tonight being remembered for their bravery, service, and Anzac spirit.
Wow.
Keepsakes telling the story of sacrifice and service.
Look at that, guys. That black and white photo. A lot of the newer generations will have no idea what that looks like. They're all used to cameras or on their phone, tablets, whatever the case may be. So that's kind of cool.
These are how Christine will keep her father's memory alive, following the World War II veteran's death this week on the day he turned 102.
Damn. 102, guys. That's pretty old. I've got to give him credit. It's pretty goddamn old. Most people I know would never make that age. I mean, I might, but I don't know.
I think all those that went to war are brave, whether they wanted to be or not. They were certainly brave. I don't know that I could do it.
Enlisting in 1942,
oh, brave, definitely.
Lyle was an Air Force pilot, and even up until this year, carried on the Anzac spirit.
Because everyone else, he marches, so I march.
Sadly, Christine's loss is being shared by another veteran's family.
Oh, it's sad.
onlooker passing just hours after Lyle, also aged 102.
What the hell was it with 102? Why, were they best friends or something? Because that's the only reason I could see it. Maybe like heartbroken syndrome. Because I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's basically what happens when, let's say, you've been married for, like, let's say 60, 70 years, and the other person passes away. What happens is it means the one who's been left behind will suffer so much that she just can't do it. And she usually passes away within a few hours to a few days because it's heartbroken. She's so heartbroken that it's just affected her so badly that she passes on too. Which, even though that sounds really, really, really sad, it's really kind of sweet too in a weird way, because it shows you how much love the other person had for you.
I've got to tell you that, though, everyone would say that to him, and if he was talking to you right now and you said 102 is amazing, he'd say, well, you bloody try it.
Yeah, well, 102 is pretty good. I mean, I gotta give him credit. 102 is fantastic.
That made us laugh.
Serving
Yes,
in
it
England
would.
in 1944, a wireless operator for the Lancaster Bombers.
We were very lucky. We got a few holes in the aircraft on occasions from the air.
Well, he's supposed to be 102 years old. Oh, guys, I'm hearing my phone go off. No, I'm hearing something go off. It's not my phone. We'll just kick it back to it.
Aircraft guns. But anyway, I was lucky enough to survive.
A man whose service to community went well beyond his time in uniform.
Definitely.
Had no sense that society owed him anything, and quite the opposite. He spent his whole life in community service. He ran the Veterans Golf Association.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool, guys. I mean, he's really put his name back into the community. I kind of like that. I haven't really done that in my community, but you never know. Maybe in the future.
He ran Probus.
Only 8 World War II veterans marched here on Anzac Day, but those who served in that war are dwindling. And while that day of remembrance may soon look a little different, the sacrifice of these men won't be forgotten.
I hope not.
And in living memory, and you can never forget it.
The emotion on the people's face on the sidelines, it was just quite extraordinary. And we shouldn't ever lose it, ever.
Bianca Wiley, 9 News.
The big issue you're going to have here, guys, is when people pass on. Oh my God! So when people pass on, they will eventually be forgotten over time. It may not be this generation or the next generation, but the third generation usually, and the ones after.
South Australia has lost 2.
Oh, let's get back to it.
Millions of Australian families are missing out on a government-funded dental scheme for children.
Hey, I didn't even know there was one for it. That's kind of interesting.
Tonight, Money editor Effie Zahos explains who's eligible and how to access it.
Not me, I don't have no kids,
Child
so...
Dental Benefit Schedule, a government program that puts up to $1,100 towards your kids' dental bills every 2 years.
That's actually not too bad. I mean, that's a decent amount of money.
In the first half of this year, 2.4 million children were eligible, but only 600,000 accessed it. Take-up has been stuck around 40% since it was created a decade ago. That's a lot of smiles slipping through the cracks. So why aren't families biting? Well, the Australian Dental Association says the scheme is confusing. The government is advertising it through social media, but it admits it can do better.
It's a terrific opportunity.
So basically, they're just the promotion of it's bad. So the people get confused and nah, we don't want to do it that way. So once we're done today, guys, with the stream and whatever else I want to do, I've got to ring my dentist, which is going to be interesting because I think there's a bit of a wait. So I want to see how much of a wait there is and see what we can do. Because I've decided to go to the dentist, get my teeth fixed up. They need to be done. If I want to be on YouTube and all that, guys, so I have to smile and all that, and I take a lot of my good teeth, so the middle parts, mostly around here, and a few at the bottom there and there, are missing because I didn't look after my teeth when I was younger. I'm suffering. I think I lost about 8 teeth, maybe 9. Mostly the big ones, what made it really hard. But yeah, I still have a fair bit of them. So yeah.
For relatively low-income families to get access to high-quality dental care for their kids and build that strong oral health for a lifetime.
My hand's killing me.
To qualify, your child must be under 18 and you need to be the recipient of a government payment, like Family Tax Benefit A or a parenting payment.
Yep.
You can check your eligibility on MyGov and find a dentist who bulk bills. That way you don't need to pay up front and then claim the cost back. And be sure to call ahead to confirm the dentist participates in the scheme. Remember, it's a use it or lose it benefit that resets every 2 years. And while it covers the essentials like checkups, cleans and fillings, it won't stretch to braces or whitening.
Okay, so there's a few things it doesn't cover. I hate when it does that, guys, because I got on super speed.
Millions of Australian families are missing out.
All right, let's get back. Where are we? Gentle mixed messages. Oh yeah, I heard about this. There was an algae bloom. What's going on there?
Well, the state's chief public health officer has tried to clear up confusion around key warnings during the state's algae outbreak.
What's going on here? I don't know
She
where
says
this
it's
is.
okay
Not
for
in my
asthmatics to
state,
visit
so
impacted beaches if they take their medication, but that contradicts advice from Asthma Australia.
Along our coastline, the impact of the algal bloom is clear, but some say the health advice is not.
I don't think the signs from the council are very explanatory. They don't say anything about.
it's in South Australia. Actually, it's not that far away from us, guys. I'm close to South Australia and New South Wales and Tasmania.
If you've got asthma.
It's the warnings for asthmatics that were today in the spotlight. The Chief Public Health Officer saying it's okay for them to visit impacted beaches.
Carry your reliever with you. Make sure you've got your asthma action plan is up to date.
It's a contradiction to the advice from Asthma Australia, which says people with respiratory problems should avoid beaches during algal blooms.
I appreciate this is confusing for everyone.
You don't want to risk it, guys. I don't know how it affects asthma people, but people with asthma have bad lungs to begin with, and I'm one of those people. I have asthma. Have I had any asthma related illnesses? I haven't had any illness since I was probably in my early teens. So that'll be like 30, 25 years ago.
Everybody too could be going through an algal bloom for the first time.
I barely get sick. I mean, I think last time I got the flu, guys, it lasted like a day and a half. I mean, I got in about 3 days in total, I was back to normal.
It's been an awful performance by this government.
SA Health today standing by its advice, but promising to discuss the issue with Asthma Australia.
And I'm looking forward to catching up with them, and I'll have a phone call with them this afternoon.
Algae levels have increased at 40% of the state's testing stations over the past week, and we're being warned the greatest impact is being seen on our metropolitan coast. Other areas still affected include Kangaroo Island, the Coorong and the Yorke Peninsula. The bloom is yet to reach the giant cuttlefish breeding site near Whyalla, but if it does, the government says it's prepared. These are the first pictures of the bubble curtain that's been installed to protect the species. Josephine Shannon.
Oh, that's very a good idea.
9 News.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, at least we're saving species this time, not actually hunting them down to extinction. I like that. Let's get going, guys. I still want to go on Twitch, X soon. So where are we up to? All right. Okay. This is something I want to watch. This one's a bit more concerning. I'm almost done anyway, guys. So yeah.
A Brisbane teenager charged with serious terrorism offences will tonight be out in the community. Despite police uncovering violent extremist material.
He should be locked up and sent to wherever he came from, assuming he's not from Australia, of course.
Precursor chemicals and weapons inside his home.
The 18-year-old was granted bail this afternoon under strict conditions, including limited access to the internet.
Max Belter, a recent high school graduate, part-time.
He should be locked up. That's what he should be doing, guys. Here, I'm going to have some serious takes here. If you're a terrorist, you don't deserve to be out in the community at all. There needs to be their own prison where you're just locked up like an animal. Because I can't stand people who just go around killing people or hurting people for the sake of it. It's just disgusting in my point. But either way, he's considered.
Local pool lifeguard and now terror suspect. Is your son an alleged terror? In a raid of the 18-year-old's family.
Yes, he is. Basically, what they're saying.
Home at the Gap. Federal police allegedly uncovered a 157-page terrorism-related magazine detailing how to construct homemade missiles, bomb designs, anti-Semitic writings and manifestos, glorifying lone wolf attacks and those targeting government buildings, and a 30-minute video, the contents are too disturbing to detail. Belter's charged with 2 counts of possessing violent extremist material related to those alleged fines, and police say more charges may follow. Officers also
I hope so. You need to be locked up. That's what you need.
2 knuckle dusters and precursor chemicals in the boys' cupboard. The teen cried as the serious offences were detailed in court, where he was supported by his parents today.
I don't know how you can support a terrorist. I really don't. He should be, like I said, these guys look like they're probably Australians. So I guess we can't really deport him. But definitely lock him up. I mean, even if you had no intention of doing this, it's just very serious. And I don't support terrorists in any shape, way, or form. It doesn't matter what the case may be.
He was allegedly keeping chemicals in his cupboard. The Commonwealth prosecutor alleging the teen had a deep alignment with nationalist and racist violent extremist ideology and encouraged others to engage in violent behaviour. But his lawyer successfully applied for bail, the magistrate agreeing he had not engaged in preparatory acts of violence.
Well, I guess that's a good thing, but I still don't trust it. Plus, I don't trust the government or the court system too much. Because I got like some friends who've gone in and out of the system, and some of them, one that should be locked up is out on bail, and the one that doesn't deserve to get locked up is probably going to get locked up, which is really a piece of shit thing. So.
Max Belter was told he was free to go from the watch house, released under strict bail conditions, including limited access to the internet. Are you confident he's going to abide by the bail conditions?
He should have no internet.
In October. Now, we are still waiting for the teen terror accused to be processed out of the watch house. It is quite a lengthy process. His parents are waiting with their car to take him to their family home. That is where he will have to reside as part of those strict bail conditions. He'll also have to abide by a curfew. Now, we did hear, of course, in court today that this is still very much an ongoing investigation for counter-terrorism officers. They are still conducting an analysis of the devices and the material that they have allegedly seized, Joel. So we will, of course, stay across any developments.
Sorry, guys, got a big gas.
Additional charges that may be laid.
Anna, thank you.
I didn't think there'd be so many like news stuff. So I don't know if I'll do this every day, guys. I think in the future I'll probably just select them, not go for it. You know what? I might just do that. So we'll just do this one. Definitely that one, because this one I want to hear about it. That one, and yeah, I think that'll be the last one. I think the last few. So that one, and that one. So 3 more, guys, then we can move on to something else, because it is getting a bit. I've been doing this
up for a new train line.
I've been doing this for 56 minutes, just on news. So now I got to make sure I do selected stuff. So I haven't done a podcast or something like this for ages. So obviously it's going to take me a while to, you know, work it out. Hopefully tomorrow, guys, will be a bit better job. Generally, here's the thing. I usually probably do it later in the day, a little bit later, because I generally like to do a game stream in the morning, you know, something like Minecraft or whatever Let's Play I'm up to. But I don't do that for super long. I only do it for between 2 to 3 hours, and then I'll probably do this for about 2-ish, maybe a little bit longer. Because I enjoy this, and this stuff really is interesting to me. It's amazing how I've changed, because I used to love playing video games all day in and day out. Now I can't stand it. I'll be honest, I can't stand playing video games all day. So, yeah, you can see the idea of I'm not exactly the same person.
Line connecting Cogra to Westmead Hospital. Randwick could also get a metro station, as revealed in leaked government documents.
That sounds interesting.
At Westmead Hospital, the possibility of another train station in the suburb was met.
I mean, another train station is great, because we can always have more public transport. Whoops.
With mixed response.
Of course it would be good, because it's good to have any train station. Bus, light rail.
Exactly what we think.
It's all good. We don't really need a heavy rail.
Yes, we do. Need more rail. Okay, maybe not, but get the idea.
Secret plans outlined in Cabinet and Confidence documents show a proposed line connecting Cogra to a new station at Westmead Hospital via Kingsgrove, Bankstown, Sefton, Granville and Parramatta stations.
Oh, yeah.
This would be benefits for all, even for the hospital.
The plans published on YouTube by a rail enthusiast also outline the possible extension of the Metro West line through the city to Randwick via Zetland and between Tallawong and St Mary's via Schofields, what could be considered the missing link to Western Sydney Airport. The Transport Minister today quickly hosing down hopes of it happening anytime soon.
This is the work that transport agencies are routinely doing to make plans for a growing city. That's important work. This work hasn't yet come to government.
Cost could see the plans grind to a halt. Parts of the existing rail network also need upgrading.
Given the fact that
Sydney's railway is not that bad, but Melbourne's is pretty weird, because I came home from one of my friend's house and I had to freaking ring them to pick me up again, because the goddamn some sort of incident happened on the train track. And it took like an hour to fix it all up. I mean, I'm thankful for her. She was really patient and she was fantastic. Yeah, it was just really dog shitting me, because she had things to do and I didn't really have much to do. I was doing this, so obviously. But yeah.
Is growing so quickly, we really need to do both. We need to spend money on maintaining and upgrading the existing network, as well as expanding it into new areas.
Right now, the plans may be pie in the sky, but at least among residents and workers here in the city's west, there's plenty of support to turn them into reality.
What the community wants to see is certainty. They want to know when rail infrastructure is going to be built.
Kate Creedon, 9 News.
All right, so that's about the end news. I don't know why I watched it, because it's actually in Sydney, not where I live, so either way, that's fine. It's this one and then this one, because this one's a political one. This one's just something something sad.
Opposition leader Susan Ley today apologised to the Indian community for the offence and hurt caused by comments made by outspoken Senator Jacinta Mampajimpa Price. But in a sign that the Liberal leader faces being undermined from within her own party, Senator Price has pledged to keep speaking out.
Of course she is.
Rescue, Susan Lee style.
The decision that I made yesterday speaks for itself.
The opposition leader asserting her authority by sacking Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price from the coalition frontbench after the firebrand Liberal repeatedly failed to express loyalty.
Do you have confidence in her leadership?
Here's the thing. I don't understand that part. Like that loyalty. I mean, you're not always going to be 100% loyal to your party. I do understand why she's fired because you don't want dissent, and she's probably if she's causing dissent, then that's a bigger issue. But I don't work with loyalty too much when it comes to work. Now, when it comes to my friends, on the other hand, or family, yeah, I have 100% loyalty to them. They could do the worst thing in the world, and I'll still forgive them. But when it comes to jobs and stuff, I'm not a loyal person because you never know what's going to come in the future. But you also got to be careful too. You got to just say you're loyal when you're not.
Look, again, those matters are for our party room.
Full confidence in her leadership.
Those matters are for our party room.
Ms Lee continuing to be concerned about the damage done by Senator Nampijinpa-Price's claim last week that the Albanese government favoured Indian migrants because they voted Labor.
May I take this opportunity?
Oh, if that is true, guys, that was really bad. That would be a real bad look for Labor, wouldn't it? I mean, if you don't know who Labor is, guys, in Australia, they're our political party. They're the left side. They're the current government at the moment, and they're probably going to get kicked out their next election, more than likely. So,
as leader of the Liberal Party, to apologise to all Indian Australians and indeed others who were hurt and distressed by the comments that were made.
In a statement, the NT senator pledging she'll continue to agitate from the backbench against the romanticisation of traditional culture that inhibits tackling Indigenous violence, the freedom-eroding policy of net zero, and the ramifications of mass migration. Whether it's inside or outside...
Yeah, well, mass migration, I understand. Because we don't need so many people, guys. We don't need to have the idea of so many people coming in a year. Now, I'm not having an issue with who they are or where they come from. It's not about that. It's about how many are coming because Australia cannot cope with it. We're struggling with our own population. Why are we including so many more people from other countries? We need to shut that down or at least decrease it until things catch up. And then you can continue doing it.
Turbulence, how she navigates the differences between the moderates and the Conservatives in the Liberal Party over policies like climate change will decide her future.
Yeah, climate change is a real hard one for our country. But Ashman Gold put a video out. I've got to check this one out too, guys. I want to see what he's talking about. People of pure evil. Only goes for 20 minutes, but yeah, I got to watch that. Watch that next. Let's put it up. Just pause it.
Hi guys.
Pause it, and we'll come back to it. So I'm going to do that next. I think. We're just doing a few more, and then we'll move on to something more interesting. I'm not going to be doing more in the future, guys. Like I said, I haven't done this for a while, so it's going to take me a while. Now, where was it? I think the last one I wanted to do was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. This one's the last one, guys, and we can move on to something decent.
2 dogs have turned on their owner after they attacked a woman and a man while on a walk at St Mary's, despite being on leashes.
How? If they're on leashes, how the hell did they attack a person? It sounds like the owner's fault, because the only way they would have been able to attack someone if they were right next to it, which means the owner was not paying attention or the owner was at fault.
On the foot, all 4 are tonight recovering in hospital.
Beneath the pylon, a massive Staffy cross. It's taken a group of strangers one almighty effort to eventually slow it down.
It just didn't stop. It kept on going and going and going. I said 6 minutes.
Yeah, those dogs are really powerful. I mean, most of those, I know someone who's got one of those dogs, and he's the most friendly dog in the world. The only thing you ever have to worry about him is him licking you to death. But yeah.
To pin it down, an umbrella in its mouth stopped biting. Police pepper sprayed it.
I'll scare you, mate, don't worry. Sitting on a wall, 2 of its 4 victims. A 71-year-old woman attacked out of the blue, thrown to the ground while crossing the Great Western Highway at St Mary's.
Goodness gracious, I would have kicked the mat.
And the owner, who also lost control of his second dog.
The owner was there.
Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, does he know his dogs are dangerous? I mean, he doesn't know anything about his own animals.
And getting attacked by both the dogs extremely savagely.
Crystal was one of a number of people stuck in traffic who ran in to help. So was Justin. He was able to pin it to the ground.
Somebody else had pretty much run the dog, hit the dog with their car to try and stop it.
A man in his 30s was bitten on the arm, plus a police officer who tried to help.
A bunch of other people came and ran in and helped.
Yeah.
Pinned the dog down and tried to keep it in place so that it wouldn't attack anybody else.
All 4 taken to hospital, all 4 stable. As for the 2 dogs, Penrith...
That's good. At least no one got hurt, guys. That's what I really care about. That is such a bad situation.
Council animal service officers have taken them to a nearby shelter where they will remain until police conclude their investigations. Then, and only then, will a decision be made on their future.
Yeah, they're probably going to get put down. Australia, guys, are more likely to get put down. And not to mention, I think they're one of those illegal dogs you're not supposed to have. So, all right, we're moving on, guys. No more news. I mean, not from here anyway. Watch way too many. I try to keep them in the mornings. I try to keep it around about 20, maybe 25 minutes. Instead of a whole hour and 5 minutes. So, yeah, we got a bit carried away. Now, I want to watch this from Ashton Gold, see what he's talking about. People are freaking evil. Okay, I don't know if I want to watch this. I don't really like this type of stuff, but...
Hi guys, it's me again, and today we're going to look at some of the interesting users on, you would never believe it, Blue Sky. That's right. And I don't know how this keeps happening, but yesterday, after Charlie Kirk was brutally murdered, he was shot in the throat, bled out on stage in front of everybody, including his own family and his children. The number of people in the games industry who decided to go onto social media, particularly Blue Sky, a lot of these people you have to understand.
Yeah, Blue Skies are really, I think it's growing quite well. There's a lot of weirdos on there. I've ran into them a few times. That's why I don't really post on there that much anymore. I rather Twitter, even though Twitter's not the greatest place in the world, but it's much better than freaking Blue Sky.
That many of these people have already been run off of Twitter because there's a level of discourse and negativity that they can't really deal with. So the only place that they can really exist is on effectively a reservation like Blue Sky, where
yeah, basically what I was just saying. So yeah, that's how I know. I don't like Blue Sky that much, guys. Not at all, but who cares? It's
are protected, and they're allowed to be vitriolic, and nobody's allowed to tell them that they're wrong. Well, that's why we're making this video. We're going to be looking at some of the different people that, after the death of Charlie Kirk, decided to, and I'm not really going to be going through, everybody is going to draw the line at a different place. Here's where I draw the line. I personally have a big problem with people that are celebrating him being killed. I don't have a big deal if somebody says, I don't like him, or I never liked him, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Who cares? If you don't like him, you don't like him. You don't control who you like. The problem we're having is they're celebrating someone's death. That's what the issue is. It's a very sad way of looking at it. Like, okay, so he died. Yay, let's party. Let's have a drink. Why are you celebrating a poor man's death? I mean, imagine his family, his wife and his 2 kids. I mean, that is just a shit way of looking at it.
Like that. But for the people that are celebrating for him being killed, advocating for future violence, and saying that it's a good thing, I think that's what crosses the line for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what crosses the line for any reasonable, normal...
Yes, I agree. Like I said, guys, I actually like a lot of his takes. Not all of them, but these...
person. And so anyway, we're going to go through a number of people. And the first thing I want to start out with today is that maybe you guys remember this from the beginning of the year. It was a big content year, I would say that. And people might have forgotten, but there is a person who decided to advocate for killing your local MAGA. This was a Blizzard employee. And I want to say that after the video that I made on him and a lot of other...
Sure it wasn't, was it private software?
People made on him. This person lost their job and effectively has ruined their life. And I want nothing more than for the exact same thing to happen to the people in this video too. So I hope that after you
let's watch it. Let's watch it.
What they're advocating for,
let's see where they're going.
Go out and tell their employer, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not comfortable funding a video game that is employing people. They're advocating for the brutal murder of a person in front.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Of their family. And it's absolutely insane, but it's also not surprising. And so anyway, we're going to go through some of these. Obviously, I put out a post about this before. This was yesterday. If you guys want to make a list, and this is something I'll go ahead and just contextualize it all. So there's several game developers that are liking posts that are people mocking Charlie Kirk's assassination. We'll look at pretty much who these people are. We'll start off with this.
All right, cool. Let's go.
Let's look at this, and this is also on Blue Sky. I'm 6'5" and fans, Blue Sky Social, sound effects associate at Bungie. So Bungie, you know the game that's trying to make Marathon. I guess they were too busy. He's doing sound effects, not visual effects. So maybe he actually has to do his job rather than just copy pasting something off of Twitter. But anyway, you've got somebody like this who's advocating for, and again, people might think that it's not a big deal. Oh, well, these people aren't making these statements themselves. These people aren't really saying anything that is that extreme. Here's the reason why it's a big problem. The reason why is because it creates an ecosystem and an environment where the actual extremism and the actual radical behavior is feeling comfortable. It feels comfortable in an environment where you have this blasé, passive acceptance of it, and you have people that are just basically complicit with it, but they're not openly saying it. They're just privately doing it, or they're just privately voicing their support as well. And well, I guess in this case, it's not private anymore, is it? And so anyway,
yeah, it's not, definitely not.
At Bungie who is liking and promoting tweets. They're celebrating the death of a person being shot in the neck in front of their family and bleeding out profusely on the stage.
Yeah, I mean, not just the family, all the people were there too, and I mean, it's still sad. I feel so bad for his family. I mean,
in front of millions of people. And so good job, Bungie. Really
Let's
good.
Give him a clip, guys.
I can't wait to play Marathon. I thought that my expectations for the game couldn't be lower, but somehow Dennis is...
Yeah, I think he really pushed it away from me. I don't know if I will like Bungie that much now. They really make me lose respect for him.
managed to fulfill, or exceed those expectations, you could say. I've got another one also. Kelly, senior producer at Sucker Punch, amateur cosplay armor, D&D enjoyer, source of corgi pics, they and she. Okay, so we have also, and you're going to see this word, this term Sucker Punch a number of times. We're not talking about the action, but we are talking about the company. This is the company that makes the game, or that is making the game Ghosts of Yotai. Ghosts of Yotai, and this is also important to keep in mind, is that the voice actress for the game, for the character itself, has gone multiple times on record making the most deranged, stupid comments like defunding the police. She's just your typical like libtard, insaniac, moron, retard, right? It's
In short, yes, he's completely right. Sounds like a full-on. She's definitely got some issues she needs to work out because they're saying the dumbest stuff on X and YouTube and all that kind of shit. I mean, I try to keep my words a bit more casual when it comes to here, but I probably will be using a lot more curse words when it comes to these. Not so much my gaming stuff, but yeah, definitely, because she is a retard, to be honest. Or what I've been calling wee tarts. So it's a W-E, then tarts at the end. So it doesn't consider that word.
not really that complicated, but what it really indicates is that there's a culture in this company and there's a culture in this environment where this type of radical, violent behavior and language is normalized. You have multiple people at the company that are all saying these things, and we're going to get to the other ones too. This is another person here also that works at the company, and so you can see right here, obviously this is them retweeting or posting something that they did with the game, and then right after that, I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. And I've been noticed that Twitter has noticed me from the, I've been told that Twitter's noticed me from across the room. Well, we certainly have. We absolutely have. And I think that these kinds of comments are absolutely disgusting. This is a person that works at a massive game company, and they're openly advocating for on public platforms and promoting and celebrating the murder of a random person. This is disgusting. It's really disgusting. And in my opinion, I don't think that it should be tolerated. And that's the reason why I'm making this video. I think that everybody should try to.
Oh, sorry guys. My new glasses are ready. Fucking, I'm going to go down to Northlands again, guys. I'm going to have to go down there soon and get my new glasses because these ones are damaged, broken, and all dirty. I can finally have some decent ones to wear. So I'm going to go there after I'm finished here, which I don't know when that's going to be. I really don't, because I'm enjoying this. I don't know why. I just feel like sitting here looking at stuff that's going on in the world. And I can see you've got a few people coming in and out, so I do appreciate you guys. I mean, now the cat is an issue because he's on my desk and knocking everything around, so I'm enjoying it so much more than my gameplays. I'll be honest.
Anybody that works at this company, anybody who, like any sort of PR, any management.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Like that, let them know that you don't want to support a company that employs people that celebrate the murder of innocent people just exchanging ideas. This is a disgusting, disgusting thing to do. And you can see also, and I think this is a systemic problem at the company itself, whenever you have three people, the voice actress and then these two other people that are also doing this, I think that it's very obvious that this company has been infected with the same kind of moral rot that many other video game companies have unfortunately been affected by.
Yeah, I don't know why video games, here's the thing, I'm going to ask this. Why have video game companies become such a toxic thing? This is a part of the reason why I'm not interested in gaming a bit, because there's just so many bad people on there. I mean, what, do they just sit at home and work on the games all day and not go out, or what's the case? Do they know what grass looks like? Do they know what a gym looks like? I mean, seriously, like me, guys, I used to play games all the fucking time, like every 5 seconds. I have not played one game today. I don't think I played any yesterday as well. And I'm fine with that, because you know what? There's things in life that's more important to me. There's things I want to do and be supportive of. And I'd rather do that than play a video game and waste my time playing it all day. Now, saying that, I will definitely be streaming it there and there. But I won't be playing for a ridiculously amount of hours. It's probably going to be like 2 to 3 hours tops. More likely 2-ish. Because I want to play a little bit, but I don't want to play ridiculous amounts. Because, yeah, 2 to 3 hours is perfect, because it's like a quarter of the day. And then I can do these videos or whatever else. Any other videos. Let's go.
They, them, always a very good indicator of mental awareness and normality.
Oh, yeah.
At Magic the Gathering. So this person works at, I'm assuming, Wizards of the Coast. And they're working at Magic the Gathering Arena. Previously also at, wow. What are the what are the odds of that?
I saw that. The second I saw that, I was thinking exactly the same thing. Sucker Punch. Oh, God. Why? Why? Why are these weirdos here? Seriously, this is why this type of group of people always get looked at badly. I mean, I'm not saying every single one of them are bad, obviously, but I'm saying there's a lot of them there.
Here, This is, again, another person who is celebrating this type of violent behavior. And I think that, again, people need to make their voices known and make them heard that this is just simply not acceptable. This is not normal. This is not what average people want. We don't want to have people that are openly making statements and calls to violence like this, or celebrating calls to violence or actual violence like this, making our products. It's disgusting. And I know that some people would maybe consider and say, well, this is something that could be a little bit like cancel culture. And I want to say that it absolutely is. 100% is. The fact is that these are the same types of people who would lie about you and make up things about you and try to destroy your career and destroy your reputation.
Yeah, that
disagreeing with
sounds...
them on something political, but now whenever it's happening to them, they're the victims. Well, if you want to be the victim, it's time to earn it. I think also, here's another thing, is that if you work at one of these companies and you have one of these individuals that works at your company, you do have a recourse to this, and that's calling and talking to HR. Because the fact is that HR does not operate in your best interest, and it doesn't operate in their best interest either. It operates in the best interest of the company. And when you have people that are making public statements and calls to violence and celebrating violence like that, they're creating a hostile and an unsafe work environment.
Yeah.
And anybody who works in HR or anybody who works inside of any sort of corporate environment will tell you that that's something that just can't exist in a corporate environment. There's a reason why we have levels of decorum, and there are some levels of HR that make sense. And so if you work at one of these companies and you have a person like this doing it, make sure to talk to HR and let them know how uncomfortable you feel that there's a person who's working at your company who might want to advocate to have you killed because you disagree with them. Tell them that it makes you afraid to come into work. Tell them that, you don't know, maybe you're going to file a lawsuit. You feel unsafe at your workplace. And honestly, here's the important thing. You should feel unsafe because these people would justify violence against anybody who disagrees with them. And just because you
I
know them
agree.
doesn't mean they wouldn't do the exact same thing to you. And this is them. This is the game that they're making right here. And you can see that they've made no statement about this. Now, let me ask you a very simple question. If these people made a degrading comment towards the trans community, for example, or towards the black community, for example, do you think Sucker Punch would have immediately fired them and made a statement? I think so, absolutely. But for some reason, these people are protected. And the reason why they're protected is because there's a lot of other ones at the company that feel the exact same way that they do. That's the only logical reason that I have. And I think that at a certain point, Sony or somebody needs to step in, whoever owns this company needs to step in and root out this disease before it kills the entire company. Because I do think that it will have a tremendously negative effect on the game. And you can see this right here. This is a post that Sony made. I guess it was a couple of days ago about Ghost of Yotai, and you can see 1,000 comments on this. Your senior dev at Sucker Punch is a violent leftist, etc. And these are more comments here. Never let up the pressure. Never, ever, ever do that. Keep this pressure up until these people lose their jobs. And then after they lose their jobs, then take a break, relax, pat yourself on the back, wait for them to get another one, and then do it again. And that's the only way that you should treat these animals. And that's
goodness
exactly what they are.
gracious.
You shouldn't view them as people. You shouldn't view them as a person with a political disagreement from you. These are violent animals that are trying to destroy the last good thing that we have, which is the open ideas of political discourse. And they're celebrating murdering people for doing it. And as soon as that starts happening, I don't want to know what's next. And the worst thing is that I already do, and I think you do too. And so anyway, we've got more of these. Here's Regulation is not enough for me. I hope he thanks the studio. And cowards keep quiet. The studio deserves to go under. I understand why a lot of people at these companies don't speak up, which is why I suggest that if you work at one of these companies, please make sure to go to HR. Go to HR and file these complaints legitimately with them. There are certain legal things that they have to do, and in some cases, these people will pretty much lose their job for sure if enough people are discussing it. And you have also some people make comments like this. It's wild how the woke right, like Asmongold, Grums and others, showing themselves to be what they hate, authoritarian freaks that want to censor and silence anybody they despise. Yeah, I do. I do. I think that anybody who's advocating for killing people over speech like this should be censored, absolutely. And this is just normal, absolutely. I don't. There's this trick that a lot of people like this like to play, which is they try to use your own language and use your own morality against you. These people don't care about freedom of speech. They don't care about censorship. They don't care about any of that. They're simply trying to weaponize your values and use them against you in order for them to fulfill their own goals. And so every time that they try to make an appeal to your own values, you should ask yourself, do they hold these values? And if the answer is no, then you shouldn't take it seriously. Because this person is simply trying to use your values to subvert you and take advantage of you.
Sorry guys, give me a second. Sorry guys, I was talking to someone. I'm supposed to go down to their house tomorrow, but I got COVID. God damn it, how did they get COVID? I mean, COVID's not... Oh, they must have got it from the baby show.
And so never listen to this, never play into this game, never even acknowledge that that there's any validity to it at all. These people don't care about freedom of speech. The only time they bring it up is whenever they're trying to co-opt the person who does care about freedom of speech and make that person act against their own best interest. But anyway, we've got also, this is me, I was supposed to put up the call for fine game devs mocking, and there's another one here. This is the voice actor for Diluc in Genshin Impact. I hope they receive the same care that the average American citizen would get in the same situation. Really? So they're just going to fall down and die. Somebody gets shot in the neck like that with their blood like spurting out. There's no health care. You're not coming back from that, at least not anytime soon with the medical care that we have now. And so anyway, at least he came out, at least he goes out doing what he loved, being a bigot. Yeah, of course you have more comments like this, more people like this. And shoot police go permanent. Every post you make goes out to the public firehouse, captured by someone somewhere. The delete button doesn't do what you think it does. And so anyway, we have a lot of people obviously that are starting to say stuff, live by something. So she's obviously trying to make a statement of live by the sword, die by the sword. This is what, and I think that this is a very revealing statement. I think this is going to be the last comment that I'm going to look at here, is that this statement's actually extremely revealing, because what it's saying is that from her perspective, living by the sword is the same as being killed. Speaking out and being able to, like express your opinion on certain things should be met with the equivalence of deadly force. And that's really what these people want. They want to bully, push, fight, and if it comes down to it, kill you if you disagree with them. And that's why whenever somebody does do something insane like this, all of these people try to do mental gymnastics about why it was somehow justified, normalized, okay, acceptable, or something one way or another. The fact is that, no, live by the debate, die by a gunshot wound in the throat. No, I don't really think that makes a lot of sense, does it? But it doesn't sound as good as these, vapid, like Yas Queen comments that people like her make on Blue Sky that have absolutely no pushback because they're on their own protected reservation away from anybody whose opinions could be different than their own. And that's the reason, and also those are the only people that are still left on the platform. And soon, if with enough effort and enough work, we can have enough of these people removed from our media, and removed from our public discourse, and removed from any sort of positions of power where they can exercise their completely maladjusted, totally deranged viewpoints and worldview. And so anyway, I want to let you know that this is definitely not the only amount of them that there are. I'm sure there's plenty more. And so if you want to express and show any of these other people, and you want to post one of their comments or anything like that, I would recommend anybody to go on over to Roach Ranch. This is a comment right here. Sorry, not comment, community right here that I made on Twitter. I do not really moderate this at all, and if you guys want to post the different public comments that are being made by these different developers or these different people that are working in media celebrating this, and collectively we can contact their employers, contact the people that are around them, and have them get fired from their job. And do not, for even a second, think that this is not fair. It is absolutely fair. These people have been doing it to people like me for the better part of 5 years, and it's time the shoe goes on the other foot. They're disgusting, they're celebrating violence, and there shouldn't be any space for this in any sort of a polite society. But yeah, anyway, crazy things going on over at Sucker Punch Productions. Really, really crazy stuff.
Definitely.
With that
Okay,
many
so that's
weirdos
cool.
and freaks working at the company, I wonder what this game's going to be like. I kind of don't want to know, but
Yeah.
I kind of do. I think it'll be great content, but for all the wrong reasons. So anyway, guys, that's about all I've got for today.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, guys. I don't know what the hell. Okay, I don't like that idea. Let's see what's on X, guys. I'm just talking to my friend. She got COVID. I can't believe she got friggin' COVID. All right. Just looking at, you know what? I think we'll finish it today, guys. Just today's a beginning stage, so we're just starting up. Not to mention, I've got to go down to shops and get some my glasses. That'll make my life much easier. So yeah, guys, I'll finish it. Today's a little bit earlier than normal. Also, I've got things going on my phone, and